Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
And we are glad that you're tuning in to the Neighborhood Network. I'm Weatherman Dustin Staples here with you today. We hope you enjoyed your weekend. It was a transition from wet to kind of mild to now freezing cold. A lot of our areas are woke up today in the 30s for the first time in a little over a few months. It's been about 8 months or so it has been this cold. And I want to begin off with it being cold. This is not here. This is actually in White Top Mountain. Our avid photographer, weather storm chaser, also loves winter like myself, was out doing some photography with some of his other weather buddies there in Grayson County, just outside of Mount Rogers. So again, if you have not been out to White Top, is a beautiful mountainous space. Go up there hiking during the fall. Now that they've got snow and cold, that's a bit of a snow photo here. You're probably wondering, what in the world is this stuff? Actually, this is called hoarfrost. Basically, this kind of condenses at night. It develops into a calm, clear night, and then it turns from a vapor to a solid. So, you kind of have your solid liquids and gases, and of course, the other one I can't think of, but this goes from a vapor to a solid thanks to it being so cold up there. A lot of that, it kind of looks like a heavy amount of snow, but it's actually called hoarfrost. So interesting perspective of what this development, we don't ever get this here. It's rare that we kind of get this now. Sometimes we'll get rim ice, which is basically much of a thinner layer of frost and snow combined on that note. So thank you, Peter. I always enjoy looking at your photos, and he's always out there at, like I said last time, I think I showed something, was at the right time, at the right place, at the right moment. So with it being cold, I was like, hey, why not showcase some snow photos? And no snow's expected anytime soon, but our friends in Patrick County may have a little bit of that early tomorrow morning. Again, for the rest of today and going into tonight, temperature staying in the 40s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. We will see clouds increasing overnight as our temperatures will fall in the freezing 30s out there tomorrow morning. So a bit of a cool start is expected as you're getting your day started on your Tuesday. So again, tonight, lows dipping below freezing, and tomorrow morning we'll wake up to a mostly to partly cloudy sky, highs in the right around 40 degrees here in the city. So overcast and a cold rain's likely. So a very yucky and just a damp, wet day is in the making. So if you are heading out in the morning, just do know that we may see a little bit of the cold rain continue to persist. Now you're probably wondering, you're like, why in the world is there a caution symbol out here? So I told you, our friends towards Patrick County, Menace, Dan particularly, and further up the mountain, up towards Montgomery County, going well up towards Highland, Pocahontas County, along the West Virginia border, they may see snow north of I-64 and 77, whereas our area may see a few sleet pellets mixing in. So if you're waking up tomorrow morning, you're going out to work and school, you may be running out to a little bit of rain likely, and it may mix with some sleet in the beginning of the onset of this. And of course, as temperatures then get above freezing, we'll most likely have a very cold rain in the making. Right now, rainfall is about a ½ inch is expected for majority of our area. We may see higher amounts or less amounts, but again, temperatures tomorrow is going to be more like a indoor movie day. If you are doing that for school, maybe if you can't go outside for recess, throw on a movie. And a lot of the kids, particularly towards the end of the semesters and school years, especially when I was growing up, we always did those towards the end of the semester, winter days, where you cooked hot chocolate in the classroom and had movie day, stuff like that. So maybe a good movie day for recess, just stay indoors, I would say. So as the kids are heading off the bus tomorrow afternoon, make sure they are having the rain jacket with them, and definitely a sweater, because it'll be cold all at the same time, because you see our temperatures may get near freezing. So we may have some areas of scattered black ice out there, but again, most areas should remain pretty okay on your Wednesday morning. We'll rebound near 50 degrees. By the way, our average high is 63 degrees right now, so we're not even near average. Our average lows are closer to this. Our average overnight lows is feeling more like December and mid-January at this moment in time. So we are not even near where we need to be for the month of November. So a lot of up and downs and temperature swings. A week ago we had 80s, and now we're freezing right now, thanks to a large area of cold that is sinking from the Canada, if I get my words right here. Don't you love TV from time to time? Anyway, so after tomorrow's wet and cold, rainy day, I promise you, if you don't got to go anywhere tomorrow, just stay home. Give a sick day. No, don't do that unless you really are sick. By the way, of course, we're having a lot of those flu cases increasing, so be careful. Get your flu shot if you need to do that. Anyway, highs in the 50s on Wednesday with a mix of sun and clouds. We will cool down again, and the reason this is out caution symbol is that, first of all, it's really cold for this time of the year. Frost is going to be likely each and every morning, so you have to get that scraper out there to give yourself a little extra time. Suggested about 5 to 10 minutes is to say the least. So if you're doing any traveling early in the mornings with work and school and stuff of that nature, allow your time, get up, do your regular morning routine, and before you head out, get up at 5 minutes prior before you get out there, turn that car on so you can have to let it warm up a little bit, and also let that ice and that frost melt off your car. Sunny skies will continue for the weekend, and of course our Division 2, round 2 of the division playoff football games is looking cold indefinite. So if you're heading out to any of our local high school football games, I believe Martinsville is a home game if I'm not mistaken. So if not, we'll update you on that this weekend. So exciting stuff for that. So if you're heading out to any of the games, any across Virginia, maybe you're traveling with Bassett or wherever your other high school football teams are outside of our district, it's going to be cold indefinite. So a hot chocolate warning is issued. Saturday is a big day for the Christmas parade here in the city. It's going to definitely feel like winter, whether we don't like it or not. So, and we may not have much wind to contend with out there. So that may be a plus for all of this. As we got to get through the wet, rainy pattern for tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. The nice day of the week, a balmy 50 degrees. Wow, how about that? It's going to be shorts-like weather, right? And then again, it gets colder as we get closer to the end of the week. So other than that, y'all take care. We will see you a little bit later as more news continues right after this.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.